It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this Thursday. Of course, Thursdays are a busy day for me. Thursday, April the 13th, 2023. Coming to you from a pretty nice day in Central Virginia. Started off a little on the nippy side this morning, but supposed to get up in the mid-80s today. So if I get done with everything today, the old fat guy might actually go outside for a while. We'll have to see. But anyway, welcome to the show. We do have a couple news stories this morning. Cruise lines fear a rock in Skagway. Virgin's sweet deal. Boston adds Biometrics. The world Europa arrives in Europe. Sapphire Princess is the first ship in Vancouver for the season. And 20,000 visited St. Maarten yesterday. That and a lot more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, folks, this is one of those that I find a little troubling. Not because of the substance, but because of the timing. Today is National Peach Cobbler Day. It's the middle of winter. Well, it's in the spring now. Peaches hadn't grown for the year. You ought to have National Peach Cobbler Day when you can get fresh peaches. I ought to be in August or something. That's just my thinking. However, if you want to make some peach cobbler, make it. Or if you know a restaurant that serves peach cobbler, go there tonight for dinner. I could stand some peach cobbler. I mean, that would be nice, but it's the wrong time of year, I think. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. All the big hitters, just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the fat travel guy. Excuse me. Still have a nagging cough, folks. Speaking of that, I went to the doctor yesterday. Not for that, although that's the same doctor. I had a couple moles that have been troubling. And, at my age, you have to check them out and see if they need to get whacked off or whatever. So I had a couple, so I just decided to, I called the doctor's office and they said, yeah, can you be here at 1 o'clock? Yeah, I'll be right there. So I rode down to my doctor's office. Did the check-in thing, and you go in with the little lady, and she takes your blood pressure and your temperature and your breathing, and make sure your meds are right in their computer, and all that stuff, and checking in. And of course, told her why I was there. So as we're walking down to go to the examination room, she says, "Well, he might have to send you to a dermatologist." I said, no, that's dead. If they got to come off, he can just take his damn pocket knife out, go slish, slash, and be done. And she laughed, and I laughed, and I went in the examination room. And I sat down, and I hadn't been in there 2 minutes. The door opens, and here the doctor comes in with a hatchet in his hand, says, "What am I cutting off?" So I thought that was rather humorous. And it made me eat my words. So anyway, I didn't have to have anything done. He looked at him. He says, "You're just old." I said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "Okay." He said, "Anything we could do to him, they'd come back." I said, "Okay, we'll just leave him." So that's what we did. A couple things here to talk about. Did hear from Elizabeth on location. Yeah, she's back from in Cozumel. She was all worried about her time spent in Sydney, that she lost her tan. So she's pretty happy now that she's getting back to her normal tan status. So she sent me a couple of pictures of body parts that are tanned. Of course, which I always appreciate Elizabeth's body parts. And yeah, the tan is getting pretty good. She also sent, and I can't remember which one's which, but a couple clips from Cozumel. One was sunset and one was where she's living now.
Hey, Chillie and the gang. I am here on the rooftop of the place where I'm staying right now. Duh, obviously. And I mean, look at that sunset. It's going to be a beauty, but I'm going to show you. I'm way down to the south of the island, staying at my friend's condo. House sitting, la la la. Anyway, so this is an area you probably don't get to see if you come in on a cruise ship. Look how much land, like they're developing the project there, but look how much land in Cozumel is completely uninhabited. This is totally to the south of the island. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that incredible? Anyway, so I'm up on the rooftop and there's a really nice area to sit up here. Oh, there's my drink. Yeah, adult beverage because I'm filming for Chillie, of course. So anyway, this is a little nice area to sit out. No bar staff. Bummer. There's my second drink when I'm ready for that. Anyway, so look at that. So, look at the pretty clouds. I'm going to walk over. Look how serene and beautiful the water is, though. Oh, lovely. It's gorgeous. That's Playa del Carmen over there. So, as I walk over to the other part of the rooftop, I'm going to show you where Portimaya is. So, Portimaya, where Carnival and Princess, and then beyond that, farther north. So there's a ship there. That's the Portimaya Pier. You can see how far away I am. But look how much area on this island is just completely jungle, you know? So many people, oh, you live in Cozumel, it's so commercial. Yeah, right. There's so much of it that isn't. And that's why some of us live here and we love it. But that is the Portimaya Pier. So from where I am, if I were to walk from here to there, that would take about an hour according to Google Maps. And then from there into town.
Whoops, we got cut off. Maybe she comes back in the second one.
All right, I'm back. It's Eli on location. And you know what? I just videotaped like a 3-minute long video and then it said it was too long. So anyway, now I'm going to do the speeded up version. Speed it up? Yeah, that's it. What I wanted to say was, look how beautiful it is where I am. People always think that Cozumel is like way too crowded. It's overrun with people. There's just too much going on. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot on this island that a lot of people don't see. And I am way down to the south right now. And I'm going to show you, look at all that jungle area. All that area is uninhabited. Not just here, but way out there. I'm so far south. If you look, that's the Portimaya Pier. If I were to walk from here to there, that would take about an hour. Seriously. That's what Google Maps says anyway. So I'm going to do this in a couple different little blurbs here, but I wanted you to see how beautiful it is here. Look at the water. Look at that. And beautiful sunset. Gorgeous water. But way down to the south. So that's Portimaya. From Portimaya into town is another hour's walk. Now, obviously, from here into town, you could just hop in a taxi, and it would take, 10 minutes. Well, not 10. Takes a good 15 minutes drive from where I am now all the way into town. But, and 150 pesos. That's like $7 or $8. Cheap. Love it. Beautiful. Loving my life. And I'll leave you with that.
All right, that's Elizabeth on location, or Eli on location in Cozumel. And yeah, they the messenger will only let you load so many minutes, and then they cut it off. But anyway, so a couple clips from Elizabeth. I miss seeing Elizabeth. I was supposed to be there last week, well, not week before last now, with Kevin on Caribbean Princess. I had a nice lunch planned and didn't get there. So I got to schedule a trip to Cozumel soon, which I don't have on the schedule right now. So we're going to have to work on that one. But anyway, thanks, Elizabeth, as always, for you making an effort here for me. Mr. Bucket List and I, Justin and I, will be doing a live stream on Friday night, 7 o'clock, for our upcoming hosted cruise on Norwegian Joy, which sails on May the 1st. We did this last Friday at 7 o'clock. We had just a terrific time, had lots of people, not only that were in our group, but were also some others that were booked on the Joy that are not in our group. That's fine. And some people that just might be interested in taking a hosted solo cruise sometime. That's fine. And we ended up having a lady that had just sailed the Joy so she could bring us up to date on what was happening on the Joy, which was even more awesome. So we're going to do episode 2 of our meet and greet, we're calling it, online Friday night at 7 o'clock. So please feel free to join us. It'll be entertaining, I promise you. Even though if you're not booked on that cruise, we'll spend some time talking about what we're going to do on that cruise. But still, you'll have fun. The other thing about that, there's a link that I posted up in the top of the chat room for the Friday night broadcast. It's also on the community tab. Later today, of course, we got the Cruise Amigos. The Cruise Amigos link is in the top of the chat room as well, and is also in the community tab if any of you are looking for that. Of course, the Amigos start at 12:30 my time, which is 11:30 a.m. John's time, and 5:30 p.m. Maarten's time over there in Manchester, England. All right, folks, as the weather starts to warm up and flowers start to spring from the ground, you want to get out more. What better way to enjoy the outdoors than with a new mobility device? Doesn't matter what kind you might want, whether it's a scooter, a walker, a rollator, a cane, anything. 8% off right now for the up until the 23rd of April. All mobility devices site-wide are on sale. You can shop online at Scootaround, or you can call 844-644-7467. Give them the SRN number 11137, and I'll get some credit for it. A Scootaround, running a sale for a springtime sale. So if you need something, give them a jingle. All right, I'll be back with today's news after a quick word from one of our network sponsors. The lead story this morning has to do with Skagway. And by the way, folks, since there is some question about if I'm going to go in June, I'm trying to move the June Alaska cruise to August the week before my cruise, the Cruise Amigos cruise to Alaska. My meeting is at 3:30 this afternoon with Holland America to see what I'm going to do. I really don't want to make that long flight twice. And, I'm cheap. I don't want to spend that money twice in the same season. However, I'm not going to just cancel out. I can't do that. That'd like to kill me on the one cruise that I had to cancel because I was sick. That was awful. So I don't know what's going to happen with the June Alaska cruise yet. Stay tuned. Maybe about tomorrow I'll know. Anyway, the main story today has to deal with Skagway. We've talked about Skagway a bunch since last year when the first landslide happened. But some of the larger ships may not be visiting Skagway for as long as they scheduled this year, thanks to a rock. Yes, folks, a rock. A rock formation on the north end of the White Pass Railroad dock in Skagway has cruise lines concerned about safety and adjusting visit schedules to mitigate that risk. Nicknamed Shiprock by local residents because of its resemblance to the prow of a ship, the rock formation is the same vicinity where a series of rock slides occurred in 2022. The multiple slides ultimately led to the closure of the part of the dock until mitigation measures were put in place. According to KTOO, that's the radio station up there, some cruise lines are reconsidering how they dock because of the shiprock's position, though multiple safeguards are now in place to watch for any side of a rock slide. Watchers have been hired to monitor the rock face 8 to 10 hours per day throughout the summer when cruise ships are in port. Nets and other barriers are being set up on the slope to slow or stop any falling rocks. All mitigation measures should be in place by the April the 18th, that's next week, when the first cruise ship of the season calls on Skagway. That ship will be Norwegian Bliss, opening the season and leading the way for more ships to follow. While only 4 ships are planned in April, 2 calls by Norwegian Bliss, plus the season's first call by Brilliance of the Seas and Carnival Miracle. The season gets busy quickly with more than 80 ship visits scheduled in May. In addition to Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, and Carnival, Skagway will also be receiving calls from Celebrity, Princess, Holland America, Viking, Oceania, Silver Sea, and Disney. Because Shiprock is situated at the north end of the dock, closest to town, some cruise lines are hesitant to berth their larger ships in the forward position just in case of a rock slide. The dock is large enough to accommodate 1 large vessel and 1 smaller one, or 2 smaller ones. But if 2 of the largest, longest ships are docked simultaneously, the forward ship could be at risk. While the warning measures will give 10 to 20 seconds or longer of time between when a slide may be noticed and when falling rocks could reach the dock. 10 to 20 seconds? That ain't going to give you time to get this cruise ship out of the way. Might give you time for people to run if they're walking along there. But anyway, they say that that's adequate time to move buses out of the way. Wow, 20 seconds to get a bus out of the way? That might be pushing it too. Anyway, it's certainly not enough time to move a ship or adjust a gangway if a large slide were to occur. Yeah, that's just going to hurt. That's all. Instead, cruise lines are considering hot berth arrangements. This means that 1 large ship docks for a shorter period of time, say 5 to 6 hours, but stays in readiness for a faster departure. In the early afternoon, that ship would depart while another large ship takes its place well outside the rock slide risk area. That would mean both ships would be docked for shorter lengths of time, which could limit what shore excursions or other experiences passengers might be able to enjoy, but it would keep everybody healthy and safe. I can see the reason for that. Hot berthing would, however, allow multiple ships to dock without canceling Skagway as a port of call altogether, which is what happened a great deal last year. It is not an ideal solution for either Skagway or the cruise passengers, but it is one possible option. Cruise lines are also investigating other options, such as adding more bollards to allow ships to dock further back and therefore have more room away from the potential slide area. Cruise lines are still adapting their schedules and have not confirmed any in-port time changes yet for guests booked on cruises visiting Skagway. So I have, folks, a feeling that we're going to be talking about this quite a few more times in the coming months. So, all right. Another U.S. home port is implementing, oh no, that's the wrong story. There it is. World Europa, MSC's biggest and most environmentally advanced cruise ship, has arrived in Europe to begin its summer season in the Mediterranean. The World Europa will sail 7-night cruises to Genoa, Naples, Messina, Valletta, Barcelona, and Marseille during her time in the Mediterranean. As is the standard for MSC cruises, guests can board and disembark cruises at any port of call, offering great flexibility for home port options. MSC World Europa has completed a repositioning cruise from the Middle East. The World Europa is MSC's first ship to be powered by liquefied nitrogen gas, LNG. All right. Let's see what happened to my other stories. All right. My second story today in the picture has oddly disappeared. So the machine ate the picture. Let me see if I can pull up another one real quick out of my there. Let's see if that loads in a hurry. Sorry about that slight delay. So the second story, or the third story this morning, has to deal with Virgin Voyages. And, very rarely do I talk about deals on cruise ships, but I have to on this one. This one really caught my eye. Of course, I've never sailed on Virgin. Virgin Voyage is talking about some cruises from Athens and Barcelona, whether it's exploring Corfu's charming coastline or strolling through lavender fields in France. Virgin Voyages is giving you yet another reason to make epic vacation plans. With a voyage credit of up to $1,200 to offset your airfare on sailings through April 2024, you'll get to see the world's most iconic cities with extra savings to fly to our vibrant home ports. And if you live near the port you're sailing out of, don't worry, you'll also get a discount applied to your voyage fare. All you have to do is book now, and the discount will automatically be applied. Because every sunset will make you feel like you're living a dream, you're also going to get $600 in free drinks. The offer ends May the 24th. And with just a little garnish on that plate, There's also no single supplements on summer voyages across Europe, plus the $600 in drinks. Not bad, Virgin. I know if I had the time, I might consider that one. So, Virgin Voyages in Europe. All right, the next story this morning has to deal with our friends up in Boston, Massachusetts. Another United States home port is implementing facial biometric technology to make security screenings more efficient. In partnership with Norwegian Cruise Line, Port of Boston is the latest seaport to modernize and enhance security measure for cruise travelers. U.S. Customs and Border Protection has partnered with Norwegian Cruise Line to update Port of Boston with biometric security technology, streaming security procedures, and improving efficiency for all cruisers. Congratulations to our friends up in New England. All right, the Sapphire Princess was the first ship to get to Vancouver for the season. She arrived yesterday, officially starting what could be a record season for Vancouver. A total of 331 cruise ship calls are scheduled for the Canada Palace Cruise Terminal at Port Vancouver between April the 12th and October 24th. It's an increase of roughly 8% compared to 2022. Of course, I'll be on Sapphire Princess August 30th. We still got some cabins available, folks. If you're interested, solo cabins and double occupancy cabins, just give me a call or check with the link in the description to the Alaska cruise. And finally, this morning, folks, St. Maarten yesterday, nearly 20,000 guests visited on board 5 different ships, offering cruises to different parts of the Caribbean. The MSC Seaside was there, Harmony of the Seas, Carnival Magic, Celebrity Constellation, and the Norwegian Epic, all docked in Philipsburg yesterday. 20,000 people in St. Maarten. That's a pretty good big number. So, congratulations to St. Maarten. Of course, I was there about how many times last year? Four times, I think, something like that. Be going back again this year, too. So, all right, that's going to wrap up the news portion of today. Let's jump over and see who's fussing at me in the what's that called? The chat room. And there again, I did have the links to both Mr. Bucket List and my show for Friday and the Cruise Amigos, and both are also in the community tab as well. Hot Air Tom is with us. He and Cindy are driving near Wilson, North Carolina. Drive carefully, Hot Air. No speeding. Gretchen's with us up in Ohio. Hi, Gretchen. Yo, Brooklyn in the house. Eddie's with us. He's up there in Georgia. Katie's here, listening from the road. All right, Katie, you drive carefully too. Eddie saying hello to everybody. Nikki's with us. Happy Friday Eve. Yes, it is. And a busy day too. Carol's in Amber Cove. Amber Cove. I like Amber Cove, Carol. Are you going ashore? I enjoyed going into Canna Lounge there on Amber Cove. And when I roll in there on my scooter, about 4 of the bartenders know me, and they all start giving me hell about something. It's so much fun. I'll sit in there all afternoon and drink pina coladas. Of course, it also has a great pool, swim up bar. It's very popular, but I have a lot of fun with the bartenders in the Canna Lounge at Amber Cove. Joni's with us. Hi, Joni. Nikki says, gotta love a doc with a sense of humor. Oh, yeah. Well, I told him he's been trying to retire. And I said, that ain't going to happen, David. I said, not until I die. When I kick the bucket, you can retire. Until then, you're working. So that's the kind of relationship I have with my doctor. Emily's with us. Hi, Em. She's got some construction people coming to the house today, I saw. Melissa's with us. Hi, Melissa. Melissa will be going on another JJ cruise here in a month or so. Cindy's with us. Hi, Cindy. A little late, but I'm here. I hear about the flooding closure at Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I meant to mention that. I saw in my cruise group for my Miami cruise coming up. Yikes. Yeah, a lot of flooding in Fort Lauderdale, but I didn't see any really bad reports out of Miami. But the Fort Lauderdale airport was closed for a good bit of the day yesterday, which had to throw some people off on getting over there to sail. And I'm not sure there was even clear roads to get to the cruise port in Fort Lauderdale. So I didn't have any reports that any cruises were delayed. But I would imagine that there were some people having trouble getting there. Gretchen says she saw that as well. Katie says she made it to her next school in one piece. All right, Katie, that's good. Emily said, have a great time out there. Sonny's with us. Hi, Sonny, down in Mississippi. I enjoyed sailing. I haven't talked about Sonny for a while. Sonny was on the breakaway with me. We got together, I don't know, 3 or 4 times that week and might have had an adult beverage or 2. I would never say that about another one of my fellow travelers like Sonny. But we did have several adult beverages. Anyway, love Sonny to death. We're going to have to do another cruise pretty soon. Everybody that I've cruised with so far, I've totally enjoyed getting a chance to do it. I'm really looking forward to May the 1st with Justin. And we got some pretty cool new friends that we've already met online that are going to be on that trip. So I'm looking forward. I like this hosted cruise concept. Pete and I worked with our girls, or the gals from Viva Voyages, which is the booking agent for Pete's solo groups, the Passions for Cruises USA solos. We worked some yesterday. Hopefully we'll be able to get set up so that anybody in Pete's group can book through Viva on my cruise in August. And hopefully there was a stumbling block over some of the pricing on a December cruise, which is also on Norwegian, one of the E ships. I can't say who or what or when, but it's early December. I thought by now we'd have that. Hopefully that'll be out here in the next day or 2 as well. And that's going to be a hosted cruise as well. So, I like this concept. And the one that I'm doing to Alaska is not Passions for Cruises USA, which is the outfit that Pete works for. That is the one I'm doing in August. Is me partnering up with Nate, and then of course amigo John is going with us. So we turned it into the Cruise Amigos hosted solo cruise. But yeah, so just I don't want anybody to get confused on this. This is not detracting at all from Passion for Cruises, because I'm still going to be doing stuff for them. And the more they do from U.S. waters, the more I'll be doing for them. I feel sure. And of course, my love of Nate and what he's doing in Alaska. That's awesome. So looking forward to that as well. All right, that's going to wrap me up for today, at least on this show. Of course, I will be back in how much time? What time is it now? It's 11:30. I'll be back in an hour, just almost an hour, for the Cruise Amigos, live with Amigo John up in Crookston, Minnesota, and Amigo Maarten in, where's he? Manchester, England. Hopefully, we'll have both of them on the show today. I know we'll have Amigo John. I'd already talked to him this morning. But anyway, that's coming up this afternoon. And then my 3:30 meeting with Holland America. So I'll know definitely what I'm doing on the June Alaska cruise. So I'll let you know on that one tomorrow. So that's going to wrap it up for today, folks. Thanks for being here. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas and have a fabulous time. You guys have a great day. See you for the Cruise Amigos in an hour. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.